Shadow Minister Dame Harriett Baldwin.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and can I start by thanking the Minister for advance of his statement. But before I get into my questions, Madam Deputy Speaker, can we take a moment to thank every postman and postwoman up and down this country for their hard work, particularly at this time of year, when in all the challenging weathers, they're out there putting letters through every letterbox in the land, collecting thousands of letters from the pillar box red post boxes around every corner of our country, and getting, especially at this Christmas season, the opportunity today, on behalf of all of us, to say thank you. Because every colleague here will recognise the importance of Royal Mail, both as an institution and as a provider of a vital nationwide service. Because it's been in existence for over 500 years and it's seen a lot of change over those 500 years. But the one consistent thing is that it's still a service on which we all depend every day. It's not the only way we communicate anymore, but it's a vital one and one which will continue to be needed, including by government. But what a shame, Madam Deputy Speaker, that one of the biggest postal deliveries that was done by the Royal Mail this year was by government, and it was a letter to many, many pensioners, often on low incomes, cancelling their winter fuel payments. The dwindling number of letters sent has eroded the base on which the success of Royal Mail was built. The inevitable consequence of this is that Royal Mail has been facing serious financial challenges. And amid those challenges, the service received by people across Britain has become worse, whether it's through deliveries missing their deadlines or letters going missing, or occasionally, in some areas, weeks at a time without post. And the example of that failure was shown up last week by the fines that Royal Mail received. And the cost of this poor service cannot be understated, because whether it's for those who subscribe for services by mail, or those who rely on business deliveries, or individuals who miss appointments with their general practitioner, both impacting their health and costing the government, the poor service cannot be allowed to continue. So the inward investment into the service announced today will be scrutinised not only by shareholders, but as it is the golden shareholder, my questions to the government are as follows. What guarantees has he received about the service provision? What commitments has he received about the level of jobs across Royal Mail? How much of Royal Mail do the employees themselves now own? And could he clarify, in some places it's been reported that the commitment to the tax residency guarantee is for 5 years, but I heard the Minister say at the dispatch box that it was perpetual. Could he clarify that? And what ongoing role will the government have in making sure that Ofcom is able to make sure Royal Mail delivers the service expected by customers, because the fines don't seem to be doing it? An important part of the service offered by Royal Mail is the universal service obligation. It now requires post to be delivered 6 days a week and parcels on 5. And when the Royal Mail is working well, the universal service obligation provides an outstanding service. However, they wish for it to be reformed. Does the Minister believe that the obligation must be maintained in its current form? Can he confirm what discussions he's held with EP Group about the obligation? And will the Minister confirm whether there is a sunset on the obligation? He mentioned potentially if there were a transfer of ownership. But the value of Royal Mail goes far beyond the universal service obligation. Can the Minister outline if he expects any of the other services provided by Royal Mail to be impacted? Can, for example, my rural constituents continue to count on their letters being collected from every post box? And what risks has he identified with the takeover itself? And then, although Post Office and Royal Mail are separate entities, they are two closely tied organisations. Just over a month ago, the government announced that over 100 Post Office branches were at risk of closure, with hundreds of jobs lost. Can the Minister explain what assessment he has made of the risks facing the Post Office and how they will be impacted by the sale of Royal Mail? Like all businesses, Royal Mail faces the same headwinds, Madam Deputy Speaker, often created by this government. Whether it's Labour's employment regulations or the National Insurance Jobs Tax, Businesses have warned that they may be forced to put up prices and cut jobs because of the very actions of this government. So finally, Madam Deputy Speaker, can the Minister confirm whether Royal Mail has expressed concerns over the budget or over the Employment Rights Bill?
Minister.